Oh, my goodness. The season is here. Thank goodness for that. That is Justin Zwick, Nicole Cox, Bobby Carpenter, and I am Austin Warden. We are at Roosters. It is a fun, casual joint. This is a fun, casual conversation. Maybe the most fun you can have because Ohio State starts the season on Saturday.
We made it.
We made it. The offseason's over, Nicole.
I'm so excited. I am so excited. And guys, it kind of feels like it just ended, but
No.
Okay, I know, but it's super exciting to be back.
It is. The week 0, it doesn't really ever get me going, I don't think.
Didn't get you fired
It's fun
up?
to have something, all right, I'll tune in a little bit, but, this week.
If you were Mike Norvell, it probably got you.
Got you something.
So that's what I'm seeing.
Maybe they didn't get that fired up either for that game.
I mean, they were dancing, doing their little Irish jigs.
Yeah.
Footwork
They're going to
wasn't
stay an extra day and do some sightseeing and whatnot after the game. That was a rough next day, I'm sure.
rough. So, yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, it's like a little appetizer to get you kind of rolling for
Some like bacon cheesy wedges.
Wow.
Yeah, we're
Cheesy
getting
bacon.
right into it.
cheesy bacon wedges.
Yeah.
$3 featured appetizer all
They
day
literally
long.
Just like
smell
your week
so
0.
good.
I think these might be the best
Oh,
cheesy bacon wedges I've ever smelled in my life.
They're
They
very
are.
crispy.
They're
they.
great.
I can't wait
I wonder
to
what-
Thank you,
Let's ask-
Henderson Road.
Yes,
They're just
please.
doing such a great job. I
We'll have to
love
ask
it.
Berm if they've like changed the oil, if it's fresh or whatever. I don't know.
We'll check in with him in the second half of the
Yeah.
show. He is the expert on Appetizer Tuesday. $3 at Roosters. It's a great way to get ready.
And by the way,
for this
before we get
weekend.
going, we
Oh,
do have
ooh,
the
the
we
napkins
do have the
are out.
QR codes.
They made it, guys.
The
They
napkins
made
are
it.
here for the Buckeye giveaways. 3 drawings, Nicole. Basically at the beginning of
next week.
First drawing.
September,
Next-
October, November.
Next Monday.
Yeah,
First drawing
Monday,
ends.
let's
go.
It ends on Sunday, right?
So keep registering. Keep registering.
What's that number up to?
All week.
5 or 6?
Million?
Mil? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, it is not. You still have a great chance of winning. There are a lot of entries, but not anywhere near the million.
Oh, come on.
So
We'll get there.
everybody keep
We'll get there
registering.
someday,
You have
sometime.
a great chance of winning. And then after we do that drawing, it's a clean slate. I like to remind everyone of that. So it's like starting over and everybody just start registering again.
Re-register. Get them engaged again. I
Yes,
like
register
I like
every
that.
day. Then you have a
Engaged.
better chance of winning.
That's the best chance. That's
And-
why the number is so high, Nicole. Quit telling them it's not 6 million.
It's because it's not.
Oh.
I want people to feel like they have a chance to win.
Got it.
Because they really do. They really do. And this
Well,
is
everybody
the
has
only
a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
but
the lottery. Everybody has
it's
a chance.
better being
Millions and millions of
1
people
out
buy.
of 25,000 as opposed to like 1 out of 6
But
million.
Nicole, odds are you'll have fun.
Yes. But this is the only drawing that we have a trip to the Oregon game. So, which is very exciting. A lot of great things.
Okay. Enter now. I don't know how many giveaways are actually in or how many entries are in,
Right.
but everyone has a great chance of winning.
Yes. Correct.
Or a chance. And that's all you need.
Yep.
Nicole, what are you most excited to see on Saturday?
So I was talking to Berm before the show, and
Are you going to take his answer?
no. It was just fun to talk. Like, I wasn't here last week, and I'm interested to see. First of all, I felt like at practice I didn't get to see Will Howard as much as I would have liked. So I'm anxious to see him actually in a game. I want to see how he's bonded with the O-line, to see just how consistent they are, and if they have that, I guess, connection, which I'm sure they do. I know that they've been practicing so hard, and honestly, the vibe around when you're around the team, you can just feel it. Has never felt. I'm such that kind of a person. I can like feel that in the atmosphere, and they feel the best I think I've ever seen. Just the confidence and the camaraderie. It's really neat, and I can't wait to see it on the field. I'm anxious to see what they're going to do with right guard and tight end, since they haven't necessarily said exactly who's going to be the starter. And I know we need it to be consistent. So
Yeah. You can carry that into the first
The
couple weeks
tight
of the
end
season.
situation will be curious because they have a couple of different guys that are very different skill sets.
Yeah, skill sets for sure.
You know, Kazmarik's a big dude, very physical. You got Jelani Thurman, which is big, who's developing as a blocker, elite receiver, and G's kind of a hybrid of both, a veteran guy, can kind of do a little bit of everything, maybe even better as a move guy than an inline tight end. So it's
Bennett
it's gonna be
Christian can
interesting.
also put his face mask on people.
Christian, absolutely. And so they have, fresh off his recent suspension, getting juiced up.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
So what is your opinion on, is it better for a player to be great at one specific position, or is it better for them to be versatile? You know, like I was thinking about that driving here.
You were thinking about tight ends on the way over here?
I was just thinking
That's
about.
loose
That's like me.
I was just thinking about playing
It's the only
football.
kind of end I think of is tight ends.
I was thinking about.
Wait a minute. JC
I always
did
loved
that?
the tight ends.
I'm sorry, Bobby. Okay.
I'm confused.
I am too. I just think in football, do you think it's possible for a player to be 100%, 110% great at multiple positions? Have you seen it?
There are a couple guys that can transcend and like supersede and be really good at a lot of stuff.
Who, Sonny Styles?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I-
talking about guys as they get older. Like I looked at Malcolm Jenkins and like what his skill set was and what he could do in the back end. It is really hard, Nicole. Number one, you have to have the physical ability to perform a lot of different unique things. Then the mental aptitude to understand it and like be able to slide back and forth. It's hard. I would say being able to have that flexibility gets you on the field, and it can keep you on there too. But then once you get on there, if you can just get good at one thing really well, then that helps. The problem is if you're not playing and you're great at one thing, if there's someone else that might be a little better at it than you, then that's the hard part, is your ability to kind of find a path on there if you maybe struggle at doing some other things.
Because if you know you're back and you're only necessarily good out of the backfield, maybe getting a ball or throwing in those situations, and they know pass blocking, maybe not, or picking up different things, maybe not. But he does this really well, so I mean that would definitely help. And it's hard to find because I mean there's different skill levels for everybody, and you just got to figure that out. But that on this team, I mean, the guys I can think of on the offensive side of the ball can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And we have guys in the tight end room. I'm talking about G. Scott, and just we can do some different things, but
Do different things with Emeka. You can do different things with Brandon Ennis.
100%.
Yeah.
So they all have that different skill level, and I think this is a good team. I mean, to make that, usually you just want to be good at one thing, as that's one you want to focus on, but you want to have a little bit of everything in your bag.
Bob, do you think that this specialized skill set can help the tight ends in a way that you don't have to have Cade Stover go out there and take 900 snaps and be just one guy? If they can, now maybe as Jay-Z saying, it might tip the hand a little bit. If you know that Bennett Christian is out there with Will Kazmarek, well, that's probably a heavier run package. But on the flip side, if you have a bunch of specialized guys and you lean on 4 or 5, maybe that's better for the health of the unit.
It is, as far as if someone gets injured. Like when Cade got hurt last year, you could see that there were struggles and he wasn't 100%. And they're trying to find that option of what it looked like. And so now you have a variety of options. And like Will Kazmarek can go out and he can run and catch passes. Like it's not like he's
100%.
a stiff, but that's just maybe not his forte. And so you blend a little bit. It's really just kind of how the blend of what you're doing with them works. You're not going to exclusively do one thing entirely with one group or the other, but it'll be a little maybe more heavy this or heavy that. 70-30, 75-25 is maybe opposed. Like if Cade Stover's out there, it doesn't really matter what you're doing. And so, but then if you also get that one guy hurt, then you're in trouble as far as what you're trying to do. I look at G. Scott, like, 'cause I think he's more of a move guy. Like you put him out there with Kazmarek, it's like, or Hayden Christensen, okay, you can do a little bit of everything. Maybe you get him out there with Jelani, like, okay, you're trying to throw the ball a little bit more, but that's not that Jelani can't block. And I think they want to try to ease him into that and get him to be a more adept blocker. And the only way you do that is getting reps on the field.
Jay-Z Nicole brought up wanting to see Will Howard. There's always intrigue the first time somebody's going to start.
Took all 3 of mine because I love my right guard and I love my tight end.
I know. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she does.
She's experienced this. She's been doing this for a number of years now.
Yes, that's right.
But from Will Howard, what you're going to be watching the quarterback like everybody else.
100%, yeah.
What does he need to do on Saturday?
I just and I expect this to happen through camp. Unfortunately, with my schedule, I haven't been able to get there. But the consistency of just making the right play and putting the ball on the receiver. I think last year during camp and even into the season, you saw those plays from the quarterbacks like, ooh, that was pretty bad, and I don't want to see that from this guy. He's a veteran guy. He's played a lot of football. We know that about him. It seems as if he's really come into his own, has the offense down and just feeling that comfortable. He's in that comfortable spot right now, right? He was named starter,
Yep.
in the middle of camp. I think he needs to come out and just show that consistency. I would like to see him go downfield. That's a lot of what you hear as well in the deep ball. And I think he even touched on working on that this summer and wanting to go through some drills and make that better and be better at that. So I want the consistency on the small stuff, and then I'm looking forward to seeing him air it out, and because we have those weapons to go deep and take the top off. Is he going to? I think he can. I think he has plenty of arm. But to go out and do it in front of, it's his first time in front of 100,000 people,
right?
Playing in a game, so that's going to be different. But I'm just excited to see him get out there and, be in command and just look like he's the field general that we expect him to be, as a veteran guy.
Bob, it feels to me like some of the conversation about Will Howard was, well, Ohio State just needs a game manager. They don't need a superhero. I think that in some ways is like not giving Will Howard enough credit for what he could be in this offense.
I think a lot of that is derived from, you look at Kansas State and were they kind of ready to move on, maybe. They had a young guy. It's a similar situation with Dylan Gabriel at Oklahoma, but I don't hear anybody like besmirching Dylan Gabriel the same way.
They're putting him up as the Heisman Trophy favorite.
Yeah, and like there was the same situation in Oklahoma where they were kind of ready to move on to a younger guy. And not that that's a bad thing. And I also say this, like, well, look at what he did at Kansas State. Okay, well, he's in a different offense now. He has different receivers. Those things are both true. But also, Ryan Day is a really good quarterback coach and coaching of throwing the football and helping to instruct and working on technique and mechanics. And guys can improve their certain elements of their game. Like, we act like these guys are all finished products. And so I don't think that Will was static in what he is going to be and what he has been. He's improving. And he's getting better at some of that stuff, and I think that you'll see that on Saturday. I think you're going to see him grow throughout the year as he gets more and more comfortable with his offense, more and more coaching and understanding what he can do and what the receivers can do around him. And I don't think you necessarily need the Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback, but I think if this team does what it should do, you'll have a guy who's in the Heisman conversation quarterback 100%. At the low end.
Yeah, I mean, his stats would just be there almost by
default,
default, right?
By default,
yeah. That'll be interesting. What are you most excited for on Saturday, though, Bob?
Probably Archie bought down the eye.
Yeah,
is
really?
that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's amazing.
big time.
That's
It doesn't happen every day.
What is that, number 8?
Yeah, it's not many. I mean, I've looked through it. I mean, obviously Woody and Earl have done
I
it.
feel like Jack did it when we were in
Jack
college, right?
did it. Oh gosh, John Glenn did it. Maybe I used to know this list.
It's a small list.
Bob Hope has done it, I believe. Fine, I believe Bob Hope is a Buckeye. I think he's on there. You can search it out.
I got it. I have Jerry's release about it.
Yeah. There's like 8 other people I want to say.
That's so neat.
Bob Hope, Woody, Jack, Senator John, and Andy Glenn. John R. Woods, marching band director emeritus, and the most recent. I can't believe it's been 8 years.
Earl Bruce
was Earl.
Yeah, I got them all.
So they
Buckeyes.
There you go. They haven't done it in 8 years. That's kind of surprising and not surprising because it is such a rare treat.
How many of those people is Jack the only one still alive?
Yeah,
I think so.
I believe that's accurate. So Archie will be the second living member to have done that. So I'm sure at some point Tress will do that in the future too.
What an honor.
Listen, there's all the things.
You're going to wait another 8 years? Like, Tress probably deserves it before then, right?
I would think so. I mean, Earl was getting older. I was down on the sideline when they did it with Earl. And I'll be honest, I've been around him a lot. And I think he had said that was the greatest honor he had ever been bestowed.
I bet he was.
It is. It's 1 out of 8. Like, it's something they've kept very, very,
Well, and just what Ohio State meant to Coach Bruce.
Absolutely.
I bet that was an emotional day for him, just being back and going through that, knowing how important it is and how big of a deal it is. And
there's something to be
just the love.
He was a player here. He was an assistant here. Then he was a head coach here. And for him to come back and be able to do that before he passed. His grandson was on the staff. Zach was on the staff at the time. So watching Zach down there with him, and he was fired up, man. He was awesome.
Hurricane Bruce, baby.
He had his classic hat, the fedora on, ready to go. And it was great. So I'm honestly probably as excited to see that and probably the first quarter and a half, 2 quarters, and then we'll see some of the young guys in there. I guess excited is when Ryan feels the need to
pull the reins,
throttle down.
Yeah.
And like, hey, let's get some other.
Well, maybe not throttle down, but maybe get those guys out. And, hey, we're going to keep this going, but with these younger guys, and we're going to give them a chance to really go out and play. And
throttle down is a term of
fair.
Who's in there, I guess.
I just don't want them to go run the ball the whole second half. I want the young quarterbacks to be able to continue to toss it around and run the offense.
And what that split looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're going to be presumptuous and say that Devin will be the second guy in.
Yeah.
How long does he get? 2 series?
Yeah. Like, what do you do
3?
there? How do you break that
And
up?
also, how many series are you going to have, given the fact that it's probably going to be a slower pace of play now than it's been in the past?
A lot of these teams are trying to limit the possessions against Ohio State, and even if it's just a 3 and out, they want it to take 2 minutes to get to that point. Just run the football.
Michigan State didn't have that philosophy a couple years ago.
How'd that work out for them?
49-0.
Not so well.
Yeah, didn't
It's
work
good.
out. Didn't work out great. I think that is probably the most fascinating part of the opener, Bob, is how much of the young guys we see. Like, I include the start, as Nicole brought up. Like, this is the first time we get to see Will Howard. There's a lot of intrigue for that, given what that means for the national title race. But if what Ohio State has talked about all offseason, you're going to play 16 games. Maybe you have to play 17. You have to play depth. You want to play younger guys. You want to build depth as the season goes on. The opportunities are finite, and you have to make the most of them. So will we see Arvell Reese for an extended period of time at linebacker? He was somebody who had the big deal of a training camp, it seemed like. And
I think you might see Peyton Pierce out there. I think you'll see Powers. I mean, all those guys.
And that's great. That's what I think we all would like to see. We've had previous training camps. Like, this guy's on the rise.
Well,
He
you
needs
were
to
for
play.
less rotations last year, Austin.
Oh, come on, Bob. I am for less rotations in meaningful situations. If it's first and 10, somebody's coming out on their 5, you don't need your third string defensive line out there. You know that. Come on.
I'm just looking at some of the receipts.
Don't do this to me on season opening week. Don't do it. So I want to see the young guys come along. I want to see how much they play. I think that's the most intriguing part of it. But we have to know, Nicole doesn't have a score written down. I can see in the notebook.
Oh,
and she's not quite ready
guys, hold on.
for
Hold
Ohio
on.
State and Akron.
Oh my gosh.
The most accurate prognosticator on this show. The spread is 50 and a half.
So do with that
Ohio
what
State
you
is
will.
favored by 50. The over-under total is pegged at 58 and a half.
Yeah,
So
it's interesting.
basically, what do we? They're pretty close to expecting Ohio State to.
The last time it was 59-3 or something like that.
59-7.
59-7.
So what the
They won 2 games last year.
assumed projected score somewhere around 56-3? Is that what?
Let's say 56-6.
56-6. 2 field goals or a touchdown?
2 field goals.
I would say 2 field
2
goals.
field
That's
your best bet.
Do we know what Akron's kicker's working with?
well, the MAC lost the Groza Award winner.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Martin-
got stolen.
Stolen.
He was
Chuck
stolen. They
Martin,
didn't- they
Chuck
didn't
Martin
lose him.
told us that. Yeah, they
He was
stole him.
stolen from them.
Apprehended.
Okay.
What
You
if he used the term he was human trafficked?
Oh,
Like,
God. Hey,
I
now.
need Liam Neeson to
talking-
get him back from us. That should have been the follow-up. Did you call Liam to get him back?
Taken.
He was
I know a guy who has a special set of skills.
I knew I could get Nicole a little bit panicked. I knew she didn't have the score written down, but I just wanted to have a little fun.
I think your score's good.
It's a good.
Yeah, I think that's-
it's a good score.
Yeah, like,
That
Yeah.
sounds
You
about
wanna-
right.
You want to go higher with our score, don't you?
I feel like you're gonna have a hard time cracking 60 much this year. Just pace of play and what teams
Just
do
got
to
to be a
Ohio
bunch
State.
Pace
of
of
big
play,
plays.
pace of play,
you know? I
pace
mean,
of play.
It's if we hit 3 or 4 big ones and we're in the end zone quick, then I think you can get up that way, and I think we will. So are we doing scores right now? Because I'm going to go.
No,
No,
you have to save
we're at the
yours.
end.
No, I'm saving. My
Come on,
bad.
we
It's
saved
been a
it.
while. It's been a
I
while.
know.
Nobody remembers what we're supposed to do on game
I'm-
week.
I want to
I'm
just
glad
jump right
you
into it.
remembered.
If I don't, what are we
It's
going
been
to
so
do in
long.
here?
Yeah.
exactly.
That's too casual of a
Yeah.
show. We can't do that. What else is going on for Roosters? Giveaway,
Yep.
appetizer Tuesday.
Next week we're here on
Is the-
Tuesday filming.
We are
Oh,
going
that's
to be
right.
closed.
Yeah.
Oh, don't give me this
they don't-
nonsense.
Bobby, don't even go there with me.
I work
paying-
on Labor Day.
Labor on Labor
tribute.
Day.
I've
Bobby,
never-
do
I
you
haven't
work
had a
on
la-
Labor Day? Do you work on the 4th of July?
Yeah, I did both this year.
Shoot.
Exactly. That's right. You want to come at me strong?
You know what though? Like our
I've
team.
never had a day off on Labor Day, to tell you
Hey,
the truth.
but
Ever.
our team
Ever.
like works.
I know. I'm
like-
joking. They do.
They deserve
There's
it.
a hospitality.
I want them to be with their families.
100%.
I just like to give you a hard time.
I know you do. I know you do.
I do wish that Ohio State would start. This is a different conversation. Would start playing
Oh,
on
here we
week
go.
0 so that we could actually have like the first post victory
Yeah.
show of the season on a Monday in a Roosters and
Yeah.
not have to wait till Tuesday, one extra day. But I certainly understand why. and the fine people in the Roosters family.
You guys, we
deserve
could
the
do
day
it
off.
outside.
No.
We
Well,
could just set up.
that's
Hit
not
up the old
the
Tangy-
Listen,
Tangy
if
store.
the kitchen's not up, I'm not coming in here.
Nobody's coming if you
Right.
can't actually get it.
If I can't get some food.
I know.
We'll just start looking ahead to whatever Appetizer Tuesday is next week. This week, though, it's cheesy bacon wedges.
Yes.
They smell fantastic. Is there a Roosters truck down at the shoe
Yes,
again?
in front of St. John Arena every year.
Boom.
And yep, they're really excited.
Okay. I bet they're going to have some chips out there, and that'll be wonderful for everybody.
That might get me down to a game this year.
All right. We're going to take a break in here. We're going to let Nicole go about her day. We're going to bring in Birmingham. We're going to keep talking about Ohio State and Akron. It's the season opener on Saturday, but this, though, it's Roosters. It's fun, casual joint.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye playoff game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Welcome back into Roosters. Berm is here, and he's excited for football, too.
Sure am.
What are you most excited for?
Football.
Oh, just football in general.
Yeah, no.
Anything specific?
I'm romantic about college sports still. The game has obviously changed quite a bit in the last few years, and you can be sometimes cynical about it. But, I still,
Whatever do you mean?
I mean, the game is not what it used to be. And
The game is.
Well, I
that's
don't know
the
that
great
it
part,
is
once you get done with the offseason.
Yeah, I think that's
rid of
really
all the
it.
other stuff, yeah.
I still consider myself someone that, growing up in Ohio, I love the pageantry of Ohio State football, and the opportunity to get to be there on a game day, does not get old to me. This is year 14 of doing it. I still get chills.
Just as drunk as you did year 1.
I still get goosebumps every time. When Carmen, Ohio plays at the start of the game, I look forward to just seeing everyone back in their spots. The redcoats who know who we are, that sort of stuff. It's the off season is great, but football season's pretty freaking cool.
It is.
That it is.
It's very short, too.
You know what's crazy, though? He's not ready for the season either. He's got his
I know
his
I'm wearing
mouth-
my mic on the
Yeah,
wrong
mic
He's
side.
got his mic on the wrong side.
side.
I don't know what's...
Strike that.
He's so particular.
Andy let Nicole do it the
Reverse it.
entire first segment.
Yeah, and, I was over there.
Nicole gets to do it.
It's different. This setup in here, I don't see.
I'm usually looking at Bobby right next to me. I feel
Yeah, I don't see as
I don't know
much.
what happened.
Hey, it's all new at Henderson, and they're taking great care of us.
but
We're
they
going to be
are.
here for a while.
On the field, I'm excited to see Caleb Downs play football for Ohio
Yes.
State. There are very few times when you watch someone as a recruit in the way that I pay attention to high school football. When you see someone, you're like, that dude is it. That's a next level guy when he's a junior in high school. When you look at someone as a junior and go, well, that's an NFL player. That is. And then when you get vindicated, it's actually pretty cool.
How often do you wrong, Bern?
I mean,
He thought Tathan was going to be good.
I still think Tate Martell would have been a good quarterback in urban system if they would have just done what he does best. But he was not going to be an NFL guy. Nobody thought that. But I think
Tim Tebow light.
no. I mean, Tebow,
Very light.
Very.
He's like 25% of it.
You can be wrong. I mean, I think sometimes you're right, even though you're wrong. I still believe Caden Curry is a player that needs to be playing a lot of football for.
I
Ohio
don't
State.
think you're wrong in that.
But there's things in your way, and you'd maybe not get a chance to be fully vindicated. But when you see Jordan Hancock, I feel I'm pretty good about that one. You see guys, and you're like that's a real dude, and Caleb Downs is a real dude.
Caleb Downs has some of the best. Not only is he a really good athlete and dude's really smart, studies and all that, but watching him, he is very fundamentally sound. For a guy that was that young, I was watching him at practice the other day, just his footwork. Very rarely does he take a misstep, and it's very consistent. It's very technical with how he operates. And I feel like on the back end, especially when you're athletic, you can ad-lib a little bit more. It's his plays, they call them CQ quality. A lot of his plays are clinic quality plays. If you're going to show somebody how to play something, this is it.
That's what makes him so rare. Normally a guy that's that clinical
isn't that good.
Is not that athletic.
Well, he doesn't pay attention to the small things, right? Because he knows he's so athletic.
He's not normally that athletic.
Yeah.
He's not normally the best athlete on the team. And not that this is Ohio State. There's a lot of really great athletes. I'm I wouldn't take Caleb against
It's
J.J.
relative.
Smith.
It's relative greatness. Like,
Yeah,
that's
like-
what people don't understand. Like, well, everybody there's a great athlete. Like, well, yeah, relative to a normal person, but we're talking about like levels of superheroes here.
We were last week.
It's like if you put Malik Hooker and Jordan Fuller
Together.
I would say that there's an element of that.
That's pretty exciting if you're an Ohio State fan. We were last week. I was going through some photos, trying to prepare like content, thumbnails and stuff for YouTube, and I was like looking at all these pictures, like that guy's not there anymore. That guy's not there anymore. That guy's not there anymore. That guy, like, in high school, college football used to be like you feel pretty consistent year to year. You're like, oh, I'm gonna spend 5 years getting to know those dudes, and then like 25 of the players from the team are gone that shouldn't have been. So you get to see the new guys. Obviously, I'm excited for Jeremiah Smith to get a chance to get introduced nationally.
Is he going to play?
I bet he will.
I think he might start. That's
Ryan
my bold
hasn't
prediction.
declared him a starter yet, though.
He hasn't yet.
I don't
He
think
has
that's
not said he won't start either.
He walked up to that line on April 15th. He's like, well, we don't need to see anything else out of JJ. He can take the day off.
Yeah.
Sorry. And then he just decided, you know what? To your point, Bob, I'm not going to talk about him anymore because I said too much.
Isn't that the right approach, though?
I think it is. Say less. Let his play. In the spring game, I mean, they desperately wanted to get him like a nice.
When have you ever
touchdown.
seen Ohio State in the spring game? We're not going to play that freshman receiver because we can't risk him getting hurt. Like that's fairly rare, right?
I would say
rare.
more than fairly, but yes.
I don't know that that's ever happened.
No, he's special.
Okay. So those are all the things we're excited about.
I could list 1,000 more.
I know you could. Are there still questions for you? Something that you need, want, desire an answer for
Desires.
on Saturday at 3:30? Yeah. What are you unsure about?
Oh, can Will Howard throw the deep ball?
Can he throw the deep ball? Okay.
That's what everybody wants to know.
That's what they all want to see.
Can he throw the deep ball?
Make him sleep a little easier at night if he goes out and connects on his first one.
I think the weather's supposed to be pretty good. Line up for it. Is it still supposed to be
supposed to be in the low 80s with a chance of
I think we get rid of
rain
some
in
of
the
this heat.
afternoon.
Also, we're just saved all the 90-degree blistering heat for the week.
It's supposed to be like 83 at kickoff with like
Last week
30%
was such a
chance of rain.
tease.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Beautiful fall days in the middle of August.
Sunday when I was out coaching my kids, it was an incinerator.
It was hot yesterday.
Spending all day on that turf. It's like 100 degrees.
Okay, so Bob is looking to see if Will Howard can throw the deep ball.
I
That's
mean, allegedly. I don't know.
okay.
Yeah, I
I
don't
want
think
to
he
see
really
like
meant that.
I really want to see some of the like how long they're going to play and then what the young guys look like when they come in.
Yeah.
Because that was something that really hadn't happened a whole lot. I mean, Urban wasn't very big on that, and I think by extension, then that kind of stopped. We're like, dude, you're up. 24 points. Like, let's get some of the younger.
You don't have to wait till you're at 50 to put in young guys.
100%. That's the game is in hand. Let's get these young guys some reps.
Okay. That's the question then. Jay-Z.
I don't know that it's a question, but I harped on the offensive line all offseason of, are they going to come out and play with their hair on fire like Ryan wants them to? Are they going to say, oh, well, we're not going against our O-line today, so we don't have to go as hard today. Like we should just beat these guys. Or are they going to come out and just dominate and say like, hey, this is who we're going to be this year. This is what we're going to be like. And, I'm excited for that because I think we have two great backs, and if they're able to play the way that we think they can with all the experience they got last year, even though at the end of the year it was kind of ugly, they still have full year of experience in a lot of those guys. I'm excited. I want them to just maul this Akron defense. That's what I want to see.
Maulers.
I want some maulers up there.
My thing really is if you look back at last year, go to the season opener, go to the Youngstown State game, go to the Western Kentucky, you're watching that offensive line routinely on 3rd and 1 not get it done. So, like, if Ohio State has their first 3rd and 1 on Saturday against Akron,
do you think he'll throw it?
And don't.
Do you think the boo birds come out if they don't get that 3rd and 1?
Honestly, I will pull whatever thinning hair I have left out of my
Berm's
head.
going to be booing from the sideline.
This is about attitude.
Boo them.
It's not. Everyone knows Ohio State is more talented across the board than Akron. Okay, so running the ball is about attitude, and if you are out there being, it's okay if we don't get this 3rd and 1 because guess what? We'll go for it on 4th and 1 with this new, dramatic Chip Kelly, Ryan Day offense where we're going to take chances. Like, just dominate people.
That's what I want.
Stop thinking like, well, we're out here. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Like, I want the
Getting
slobs
some
back.
exercise.
I need the slobs back. I need the slob attitude.
Yes.
I need the slob appearance. I don't want my offensive linemen having freshly shorn haircuts. I want them to be dirty, disgusting
Andrew
humans.
Norwell is who you want out
Yes,
there.
I want
Mohawks,
dirt balls.
TJ Downey.
I need dirt balls on the offensive line. I need dirt balls.
Josh Fryer's let that beard go.
Yeah,
pretty
Yeah,
long.
Josh
going,
is
yeah.
he's leaning into
He's
it.
leaning in.
The rest of the guys are still not there yet. I want full-on dirt bags on the
So you're
offensive
talking
line.
like two dudes at this table. There's one switchblade in between. Who's going to grab it? And stab the
I'm
other
not
dude?
saying even that I need them to be bad people. I need them
No.
to be able to, when you're lined up across from them, you go, damn, that dude stinks.
He might shank you.
Why
too.
do you
I
have
don't
to
even want
s- why
to
do you
go
have to
block
smell,
this guy because
though?
he smells.
Because it's an indicator to me that dude's just about his business.
He doesn't care about anything else.
Yeah, he's just out there to run you over. He's not out there
Doesn't
to,
wash his
I mean,
hands.
I always thought that Taylor Decker
maybe
smelled
that's
pretty
maybe
nice.
that's why.
he does now.
Well, maybe that's why. Like they had all those
All the
skin-borne illnesses or whatever.
I think
ailments.
you
they're
might have
trying-
taken it too
they're
far
trying
with
to
your
be
design.
nasty.
Yeah.
I need-
I want them nasty.
You want
You want me to
nasty?
smell? I
That's
got
what
this
I
going
want.
on,
How
buddy.
about we pass around an illness?
That's my question on Saturday. Is the offensive line going to go out there and absolutely steamroll people?
Yes.
And because it starts day one. You aren't going to turn that switch against Michigan State on September 28th. It needs to be day one. Run them all over.
Yes.
Let God sort them out.
Yes. With the paramedics.
I think
sort
Apollo
them out.
Creed said something. It's not like some switch you can just turn on and off like a radio rock.
Jay-Z,
right.
Jay-Z, you've spent a fair amount of time talking about the offensive line. Does it concern you at all that Ohio State might go into this game without a clear-cut starting five? I think there might be some real benefit to that.
Keep them hungry.
I mean, I could see some benefit of just getting guys playing time early with ones, because you don't want to just say, all right, well, whoever's second is going to go with the second team. I get that, but I would rather them have a guy that they feel really good about and say, yeah, he's going to be that starter, and we're going to see how it goes. And if he doesn't play well, then we're going to see what happens. Yeah, going into a season with two guys, I don't love it.
I think
but
they have two guys they feel really good about, which
That's fair.
is good. Which is good, but you also don't have enough data points to make a full decision because Carson
Because
is.
Akron's going to give you those data points.
Well,
They're not, but they may.
but whoever starts, if you go out and you maul and you're that guy that we're talking about, then you're saying, all right,
I'm going to be honest with you. If you give me probably 2 months, I could probably go out there and maul some dudes. It's 3 techs on Akron.
I hope you do.
I could probably get up to 275, 280, and just lead off the
Just
ball.
lean on some guys.
I mean, I could drive them out of there. I'm
I
pretty
hope-
certain.
For how long?
The whole game.
The whole game?
We
You used to
Not
say you
even
could only
running.
give like 3 plays.
Because that's that linebacker have to run. You just put a dude in front of me, move this guy, I can do that.
Okay, all right.
I think that there's an opportunity, and we've
Elite technique.
with some question marks around Donovan Jackson, how exactly healthy he's going to be. You might get a chance to see Carson Hinsman and Tegra Shabola at the same time, so at least you get a like-for-like comparison when they're out there, both against the first team for Akron, even though it's Akron. So I think that you're going to get some answers. I feel the same way about tight end that I do right guard. I don't really care who the starter is. It doesn't matter. If you feel confident in the guy that started 12 games a year ago, or if you feel confident in the guy that is a top 40 recruit who's finally coming into his own, then, or you feel confident in both of them, I think that's a win. So I don't think you need it. The reality with the offensive line play is, yes, you want to have continuity, of course, but you got time to develop that.
Yeah,
still.
you got time, and you got a few games that you can kind of feel that out and just get some guys reps with those ones. And with the long season, you don't know what's going to happen, right?
It is a long season. That is also why we wanted to see some of these younger guys play and build that depth as they go along. And there should be opportunities to do that on Saturday afternoon, because the score, Berm, is going to be what?
63 to 6.
63
Almost read my
to
mind.
6. 63 to 6.
I was going to say 63-3.
63 to 3. Couple votes for 60. Bob is skeptical.
I think we get up there.
Bob says
If
no
this
60.
team doesn't score 60 against Akron, I'm going to have a bad year.
How many
whoa.
plays over 50 yards for a touchdown? Over under 3.
So 2.5 is the over-under.
Yeah, I'm going over.
I'm going under 2.
I think they'll be over on
I
that.
think they'll be over.
I think
And I
Does the
think
punt return-
that's what gets us to the 60.
Does the punt return for touchdown count?
Yeah,
That's not-
any big play.
We
That's
haven't had a
not gonna
punt return
happen,
since
sir.
Jalen Marshall in
I know,
Is
2014.
Caleb Downs going to be returning punts?
No, Brandon Ennis, I think, will be the primary
Okay.
guy, but Emeka Ibuka will be back there too. You got to remember, Emeka did return one for a touchdown 2 years ago that got called back. So he's got the juice.
I don't think anyone has ever
vacated touchdown.
I don't think anyone has ever questioned whether Emeka could do it or not.
I think he's ready.
It's just that the position is cursed.
I'll say 63 to 3. I'm going to even lean in more than Bird.
What? You said that they were
I
not
don't
going to have
want
enough
Birmingham to have a
possessions.
bad year.
If this team,
We don't want to start off on the
if
wrong
this,
foot.
this is what I was talking about on this morning's podcast daily. Like, if you can remember back to like the 96, 97 seasons, 95, that team would go to play Pitt and win 72-0.
I watched it. But Walt Harris ruined his
Okay.
life.
They
And Mark Mays.
Mark
Mays,
May.
yeah.
The next week they played Rice and won 77-7.
I mean, they could have
was that
scored
that game?
100 on them
Right,
against
but
Rice.
they can do that against Akron too. And I'm tired of the idea that, well, we're going to take it easy. Like, no more easy. Stop taking it easy on people. Stop worrying about feelings. Stop worrying about embarrassing the in-state MAC school. You're Ohio State. Go out there and
Act
show.
like it.
Ryan Day said it all offseason. Leave no doubt. Don't.
Knock them
Leave
out.
no doubt, knock them out.
So go knock them out early, often.
Only the players like to finish that in public. Ryan Day leaves that out of the press conference. He just says, leave no doubt. And then Cody Simon's like, nah, knock him out. Say the whole deal. That's
I like
why he's
it.
the block L.
Iris,
Knock 'em
that's
out.
why
This is what we are
that
about.
is- that's why he's the block L.
You said 60.
So right now we've got 63
We
to
got
3.
63-3 on
or
the
63 to 6.
I think it's going to be 56-0. And
Shutout.
Berm's going to have
Clean
to
sheet.
Berm's going to have to make a decision at
I'll
that
take
point.
a shutout. If it's 56-0, I'll take it. Okay?
What if
But
they kneel it out on the 20 at the end?
if
Like
the offense should be able to score if they're punting on Saturday, something went wrong.
No punts. What a
Would
high
you rather
standard.
see
I kind of want to see our punter, though. I want to see that guy work out there.
A punt or an interception?
I'm fine with the interception. That's an aggressive mindset. You're not going to lose this game, right? Go out there and put the pedal to the metal and go from play 1 to play 74. Just stop the idea that we're done here. We can move on. Like, no. James Peoples needs as many good carries as he can get.
He's my Peoples.
So you better put him out there in the third quarter and say, okay, we're going to pick Luke Montgomery out there, run these people over.
See, I think I would be more concerned for Ohio State if they gave up 10 points rather than not scoring 60.
I don't mind if the backup
I'll say
defense
this:
gives
if you
points.
give up one, the touchdowns are always.
Well, that's why I'm not saying
You give up-
7. I'm
yeah,
saying
you give up one on a trick play
because you
or
can.
something.
Well, if you have a
silly.
guy fall down, you can
Yeah.
have all kinds of
Yeah.
crap. Oh, I always go back to. Do you remember San Diego State my senior year?
Yeah.
The first play of the game, we were coming off that
75-yard
Texas game.
touchdown.
It was a bubble screen. The literally coaches put it in. It was the worst play in Ohio State history.
I think
I mean, I got
80-yard
cut on the
touchdown right
edge.
away.
AZ got cut. Dante fell down. I mean, the next thing you know, I'm looking oh, hell no. He's going to run all the way for a touchdown. It was the first play of the game touchdown. Now, in all fairness, they had 150 yards total and 75 were on that play, and they did not move the ball at all again. But those
can
things
happen,
can't
yeah.
happen.
I
Things can
get
happen.
it. That's why I,
I
didn't
don't mind
say
giving
7.
up points. I don't mind giving up points. You're going to have the backup defense out there, third string defense. You're going to have guys who are making some mistakes. I'm okay with making mistakes out of aggression, making mistakes out of being complacent or saying, "Oh, we don't care at this point. The game's over." That is not acceptable for a championship team.
We get our first look at them on the way. Natty or bust, they've said, on Saturday, 3:30 in the Horseshoe. Archie dotting the I. Roosters Buckeye giveaway. This is what the coupon or the napkins look like in the store.
Yes.
The QR code is around somewhere.
And they
or it's-
work. I already
or
signed
it's
up.
Been around somewhere. Tuesday, appetizer Thursday, cheesy bacon wedges. You don't want to
The
miss
best of all the cheesy bacon approaches is the wedge.
it. It is.
without question.
Well, 100%.
It is better than the curly fries. I don't
Yes.
think anyone
Because
would.
that's more density to
Yeah,
be able
you
to
can
handle
pick
the.
I think
up,
just
you
the
know,
wedge
yeah.
is the best potato form
It really is.
you can get.
I don't want them too thick, but
It's almost like a mini potato skin.
yeah,
It's
It's like
100%.
that's a bite-sized potato skin.
And all that's
kind of
missing
like the mini corn dog.
is a little
potatoes.
drizzle of spicy ranch, which will take
Which I
it
will put on later tonight.
to a whole nother
The
level.
drizzler, Jay-Z.
Yes.
As a reminder, we will not be in this location at Roosters on Henderson Road next Monday because it is Labor Day. We're going to be back on Tuesday, and we will have a game to talk about. We cannot wait to do that. Thanks to the team out here. Thanks to Nicole Cox. Thanks to Jay-Z and Bob. Thanks to Berm. I am Austin Ward. Enjoy the game on Saturday. We'll see y'all later.